Okay, picture this. She partied with celebrities, she lived in the most luxurious hotels, and she tipped with $100 bills. To New York City's elite, she was Anna Delvey, a German heiress with a 60 million euro trust fund just waiting for her. But here's the thing, the entire story was a lie. It was this meticulously crafted illusion that would eventually just completely unravel into one of the most audacious scams of the decade.
So that's the big question, right? How on earth did one woman, Anna Sorokin, convince some of the most powerful people and institutions in the world to bankroll her complete fantasy life? It's an absolutely fascinating story of ambition, deception, and the incredible power of just perception.
To really understand the scam, you first have to understand the character she created. I mean, this wasn't just a simple lie, it was a total reinvention, a full-on transformation from Anna Sorokin, a name nobody knew, to Anna Delvey, a name everyone wanted to know.
And the difference between reality and fiction here is it's staggering. On one side, you have Anna Sorokin, born in Russia, the daughter of a truck driver who later ran a heating and cooling business, a solidly middle-class background. Then, on the other side, you've got Anna Delvey, the completely fabricated German heiress with a supposed 60 million euro trust fund. She built her entire identity on this one massive, unverifiable claim.
Now, this transformation didn't happen overnight. She was born in a small Russian town back in 1991, and her family moved to Germany in 2007. After high school and a quick stop in London, she landed in Paris, which is where she started using the name Delvey. So by the time she showed up in New York City for Fashion Week in 2013, the character was fully baked and totally ready for the main stage.
She made people believe her through this really carefully constructed three-part deception. So first up was the image. The designer clothes, a vague European accent, and this undeniable aura of entitlement. Second, she created the illusion of wealth by spending lavishly on things she hadn't actually paid for yet. And finally, she pitched a grand vision, the Anna Delvey Foundation, a massive private arts club, which gave her a legit-sounding reason to be asking for millions and millions of dollars.
And this quote from her own defense attorney perfectly illustrates the environment she was exploiting. He basically argued that Anna was just playing a game that New York's elite had already set up. She understood that in certain circles, the appearance of wealth, that social capital, can be way more powerful than the actual verified financial documents. Her perceived status acted like a shield against the kind of scrutiny most people would face.
So, let's get into the mechanics of the fraud itself. Because, projecting an image is one thing, but defrauding banks and hotels, that requires specific criminal actions. This is where her confidence scheme turned into straight-up grand larceny. She funded her lifestyle through a constant shell game. It was wild. She used forged bank statements to apply for massive loans, she relied on fraudulent wire transfer confirmations to delay payments, and she mastered the art of check kiting, which is basically depositing bad checks and then pulling out the cash before they have a chance to bounce.
And the sheer scope of her operation was just mind-boggling. She tried to get a $22 million loan from City National Bank and up to $35 million from Fortress Investment Group. She stole over $8,000 from Signature Bank through check fraud, left this huge trail of unpaid bills at luxury hotels, and even conned a friend out of $62,000 for a trip to Morocco.
Now, while she was trying to steal tens of millions, the district attorney's final indictment said that the total amount she successfully got away with, from banks, hotels, and individuals, was about $275,000. I mean, that's still a staggering sum, but it's just a fraction of her ultimate ambition.
Eventually, you know how it goes. The House of Cards collapsed. Her arrest in 2017 kicked off this high-profile legal battle that totally captivated the media, turning her from the Soho scammer into a full-blown infamous celebrity.
Her defense was just as audacious as her crimes. Get this, her lawyer, Todd Spodek, he didn't really argue that she was innocent. Instead, he framed her as this ambitious entrepreneur who was just living out the fake-it-until-you-make-it mantra. He even hired a stylist for her courtroom appearances, arguing that her image was central to who she was.
Yeah, the judge, however, saw it very, very differently. In her sentencing, Judge Diane Kiesel just completely dismissed the fake-it-till-you-make-it defense. She pointed to the complex web of lies and saw not an ambitious businesswoman, but a calculated con artist who showed a stunning lack of remorse.
So in the end, Anna was convicted on 8 charges, including grand larceny and theft of services. The consequences were severe: a sentence of 4 to 12 years in state prison, in order to pay back nearly $200,000 in restitution, and on top of that, a $24,000 fine.
But for Anna Sorokin, a prison sentence wasn't the end of the story. Not even close. In this bizarre twist, her conviction became her most valuable asset, opening the door to a brand new, and this time, legitimate source of income.
While she was still in prison, she struck a deal with Netflix for the rights to her life story, which became the series Inventing Anna. And the price tag? A cool $320,000. Her crime had officially been turned into a product.
But wait a minute, can criminals actually legally profit from their crimes? Well, in New York, there's something called the Son of Sam law, and it's designed specifically to prevent this, making sure victims get paid back before criminals can cash in on their notoriety.
So, that $320,000 from Netflix didn't go straight into her pocket. Thanks to that law, court filings confirm it was used to pay the $199,000 in restitution to her victims, another $24,000 in state fines, and her pretty significant legal fees. Her crime literally paid for its own consequences. Now, after being released from state prison early for good behavior in 2021, her freedom lasted just 6 weeks. She was immediately taken into custody by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, which kicked off the final chapter of her legal saga, the fight against deportation. This brings up a really fascinating legal concept known as double punishment. It's an issue that non-citizens often face, where even after they've served their full sentence in the criminal justice system, they can face a second penalty from the immigration system: detention and deportation.
Her journey since 2021 has been a complete roller coaster. I mean, she was held in ICE detention for over a year fighting her deportation. Then, in October 2022, she was released on a $10,000 bond, but she was placed under strict house arrest, complete with an ankle monitor and a total ban on social media.
And from that very apartment, she's launched a full-scale reinvention. She's monetizing her notoriety with a podcast, a reality series called Delvey's Dinner Club, and she even made an appearance on Dancing with the Stars. The convicted con artist has seamlessly transitioned into a media entrepreneur.
And this all leaves us with the ultimate question. Is she just a convicted fraudster, or has she become something more? By holding a mirror up to our own obsession with wealth and status, Anna Delvey's story reveals a pretty difficult truth. In a world obsessed with appearances, the line between a con artist and a cultural icon can be dangerously, dangerously thin.